here. But I will very humbly request that there are so many things we can put our ideas and things in course of discussion. But sorry.
I could speak a few words about the National University, which should also involve.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll give you the mic. Just to finish my point, this is mainly this session is a question-answer session on what has been delivered. So if some of our educated members in the audience have very special ideas, they are definitely welcome to put up their idea. But I will request mainly to put up questions to what has already been delivered. Thank you. Now I will give the mic to our Professor Qazi Farooq Ahmed to have a few points to share on the discussion.
Mr. Furqan has raised certain points about National University. The thing is this, it has already been pointed out about decentralization of National University, and regional centers are in the process. Now there's a divergent view. Whether there will be 6 regional centers in except Dhaka, divisional headquarters, National University branches will be there. Whether those will be developed into full-fledged university in course of time, or those will be administered as a branch of National University, stationed and with its head office in Gazipur. That's a problem. That's a point. For me, I will tell you what I know about the feeling of our Prime Minister. She is interested to establish full-fledged universities like national universities in 6 divisional headquarters, and it should be started by National University with their initiative. I agree with this point, but I do not agree with that view that National University should be set up in 6 divisional headquarters as branches of National University. I would like to have it and see it as full-fledged universities in due course of time, maximum within 5 years. This is the point. Number 2, the relation between industry or business and our curricula. It's a good point, and I would advise the members and the office bearers of basis to please contact us in National University as treasurer. I have some authority as regards finance. So I think if they do come forward with certain concrete suggestions, though I am not a member, it's interesting, of the Academic Council of National University, still, as an individual, as a man having experience in teaching, I will try to pursue them and to make appropriate decisions. I think it will cover. Number 3 point is this, about inclusion of IT in each and every subject, which I thought, which was my plan some 10 years back. I think it's still very much valid. So there should be certain proposals coming from basis or other relevant quarters so that we could address it. And my last point is this: some young man, I think, told about as financial assistance from the government. I think National Education Policy Implementation Committee is there, and we have already set up 24 subcommittees, and one committee is concerning about IT. So I request that young member and others to please do contact us so that we could just explore the possibilities, whether we could just come to any assistance or come to any help. Thank you all.
Mr. Sheikh Khoje,
made by a lot of presenters shown that the graduates coming out from the universities, they are less science graduate, and also concern shown on English. I think to have a IT resources, we don't need that much of IT science background people. Anyone can be an IT skilled people. But the more alarming is that this English, which is quality is so bad. We have already seen that in Gartner report that to do the outsourcing of English is a must, and we are very poor in English. And in this global world, we must improve our English education, and it has been talked about for a long time, because if we don't, we are not equipped with English education, then we will be this less behind of other countries around the world. So what government is taking the initiative, this honorable chairman of the parliamentary standing committee on education is there. So what government has taken initiative to improve English education in Bangladesh? Thank you.
I was generally in the foreign ministry. My question is directed to the Honorable Vice Chancellor. So you have raised a very pertinent issue, the interaction between the industry and the academia. But I think you are missing one player, a very important player, which is the government. As I had the opportunity of working in South Korea, Singapore, and the United States of America, where 3 technologically developed countries, what I observed as a diplomat, that there are very close interaction between the government, industry, and the academia. Government is the promoter, facilitator, policymakers, and also nowadays active partner. So my question is directed to all representatives or high representatives from the government, industry, and academia, and we can answer that: how best to make a national institutional framework of this interaction. This seminar itself is one best example, but BICC has organized it. But how best government, industry, and academia can interact? Thank you, sir.
Well, if nobody can answer, I can deal a little bit on this issue. Actually, how best this can be answered lies in how best it is perceived that this is required. As most of our panelists has already mentioned about this interaction between the industry and academia is required, and you have added a new dimension that the government should be also a part of the interaction. Definitely, I can mention a small good side of it is this is being felt. This is being felt, and this is the reason this project was started. I think it was first started in 2003 or 4 when I was the president of BICC, and then my colleague Mr. Rowley, my colleague Mr. Furkan, they were also involved, and we did a lot of exercise on this, which unfortunately has not seen the light of the day. But this answers that requirement. The requirement is the answer of how it can be done. Now that it is felt in all quarters, in industry, in education, and in government, that this should be done, I think a synthesis of all this requirement will lead to something. It's very difficult to give a framework right at this moment, but when all the stakeholders will sit together, I'm sure a formula will come up from where the ball will start running. Thank you. Yeah.
Government can be involved in the whole process. You see, if you look into 2 categories, we have now private and public universities. In the affairs of the private universities, government is involved to some extent. If you look at the 2010 Private University Act, there are certain provisions through which the government can advise, guide, and things like that, the activities of the private. There are many good clauses there which may be helpful in some cases but may not be helpful in other cases also, as pointed out in my brief comment. In public universities, the basic philosophy was there like this, that the universities should be kept independent so that they can think independently without any interference from bureaucracy and other things. That's how we said that there is nobody in between the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor, not officially even the Ministry of Education, to make it independent so that there is no interference from the outside, so that the intellectuals can think in their own way, can do their things in their own way, they take the initiative. That was the philosophy. But how good it is, of course, is debatable in the context of Bangladesh, because if you look at the performance of the public universities based on that philosophy, probably things are not going well. A public university, the exam is held today and result is published after 6 months or 8 months. This is not welcome. I mean, this is not desired actually. Why the exam will be held today and the results will be published after 6 months? Even the classes are not taken properly, it is delayed and so on and so forth. We should be independent in thinking, of course, but are we that independent at the cost of the future of the young generation? Here I have a small suggestion. The Vice Chancellors cannot be asked because from that point of view cannot be asked probably. I'm in the from education sector, so I'm making this suggestion, feeling that it may be looked into in future. That there is a parliamentary committee on education and on education. Anybody can be called to the parliament to give the views and what is happening in your university and in any area actually. There are so many standing committees actually. They're the people's representative. There is nothing wrong in calling a Vice Chancellor, inviting the Vice Chancellor over a cup of tea, let us put in this way, and discuss what is going wrong in the university, that your results are not published in time. This is one big issue in public universities. In private universities, we publish result in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time. In IUT, we used to do that. Of course, in BUET, we used to do in a month's time, 15, 20, 21 days, 30 days, we do it. But most of the public universities are really very bad in this respect. So, I feel that, well, Parliament is for the people of the country. And the people sitting there are the representatives of the people of the country, including the Vice Chancellor and the people and the students and everybody. So why not they can have a discussion in the parliamentary committee over a cup of tea, and that how can be improved in those. In this way, probably the government, through the elected representatives, can make some contributions in not in the public universities. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm very sorry I cannot take any more questions because we have already overshoot our time.